Hello, my name's Dave Povey and I'm the Executive Director of Campus Services. Campus Services is the part of the organisation that looks after the built environment in which we learn and teach and go about our day-to-day activities. So we're looking after the buildings and the grounds and the services which maintain those things, including security and so forth. The Hub project, as the name implies, is a collective term for a series of significant smaller projects. So what we're trying to achieve with the overall vision is to create a core within the university which provides staff and students with a choice of spaces for working and learning and teaching and socializing, importantly. It's given us a really good opportunity to revitalize some of our existing buildings and spaces, to fit them out with some new facilities, new technology, to consolidate some of our activities, for example around the quad area. We're seeing that almost as a vision, as a kind of a town square, and so we're bringing together the commercial activities around the quad, and again that will bring everybody to a central point. So it's about convenience, it's about mass, it's about vibrancy, and it's about choices. I think what we've had to date has been really similar facilities, fairly original, certainly quite dated, limited in their technology, limited in their relevance in terms of how we now go about teaching and learning as universities. And so the benefit will be to really bring that into the 21st, 22nd century to some extent, and as I say, to provide choices for staff and students which will create more comfortable spaces, more comfortable environments, and allow their interactions here to be more productive. There will be disruption, and we're certainly trying to limit that. I think fortunately everybody can see what we're trying to achieve and the benefits that will come with it, and thus far people have been very tolerant and patient with the project. We are probably 60% through the overall Hub project. We're about to embark on the refectory remodelling, which will be a significant change for people, as they won't have their traditional venue for seating. So I'll just describe the elements of the Hub project. The first part was the relocation of some of the commercial outlets to the quad. And you see that now with the Heritage and the MECU. There is another cafe facility to be built on the quad in C block, and the post office will relocate from W block into G block. So we will end up with 4 or 5 different retail functions around the quad. The next part was the creation of the Learning Commons, which is complete. The central mall followed with the creation of the Hub Cafe. Following that, we will be relocating the bookshop from W Block and Print Express. They will join or adjoin the Learning Commons area, and we'll be relocating the Learning Support Unit from level 3 of our block down to the ground floor here. So we really will have all of those common facilities and services that students want to access all around the one location. We're also making the Learning Commons environment completely wireless, printing as well, so you can bring your own laptop in if you want to, or your iPad, or whatever you're going to use, and do your study online, go and print some things directly to the devices which will be located adjacent to the Learning Commons. There are also quiet spaces here in terms of individual meeting rooms and breakout rooms. They will also be technology equipped. So if students are working in small groups, they might want to use one of those spaces with an overhead projector, for example. So it really is about facilitating much higher accessibility and hopefully technology standard for students to access in their day-to-day activities without any special bookings or reservations. So the other part of the Hub will be the refectory. We'll refurbish the refectory. That'll look very fresh, very different to the way it looks now. We'll then move on to the kitchen and the food retail area. That's going to have more of a shopping mall look with distinct retail entities. You know, for example, the kind of noodle place a pizza place, sandwich bar, those sorts of things. We then move into the quad itself, and there's some changes around the quad, creating more seating, some sort of private nooks in terms of barbecue areas as well. There'll be filtered water provided in the quad, fully wireless throughout. Again, letting people have the quad as an outdoor space to make better use of that for learning and teaching. And then the final part will be the entrance gateway, which is really the area between B block and arts in A block. Previously that's really been a car park with a little bit of a pedestrian access. That's getting a complete change. That will be a main entry portal. You'll be able to, as you come up the main driveway, you'll be able to see into the quad, being the heart of the campus, as you drive up there, and then park in one of the car parks, and then walk very clearly, walk into the quad using that main entrance. And it just gives it a lot more identity, connects it more with the space, and creates another outdoor space for the Faculty of Arts in particular to make better use of. So yeah, it's pretty comprehensive, several $1 million involved, but I think really worthwhile, and certainly we're seeing in terms of the response just to the Learning Commons and the mall, a very significant increase in the numbers of people patronising those areas.